Hello, you welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to be talking about how to calculate lot size. This is a continuation of our risk and money management strategy. All right. Now, in the first part, we've spoken about the necessity of, managing your account as managing your risk. That is, we the basic thing about risk management is that is about fund preservation. You want to preserve your trading account. You don't want to expose your trading account to too much risk, that can wipe away that particular account. Your first assignment as a trader is to preserve capital is to preserve capital. That's your first discipline. That's the first thing you need to bear in mind. Preservation of capital. And how to do that is to know how to calculate your lot size. That is, or what we also call position sizing. Okay. And like I was also saying in the first part of this risk and money management, I actually said that when you when you manage your risk properly, it helps you to remain calm while you are trading. It helps you to remain really, really very calm when you are trading. Okay, when you are trading, you remain calm. So let's say for example, um, you are this trader make that have made up his mind that I'm not going to be risking more than 1% of my account on any given trade. Let's say, for example, I have $5,000 account and I'm only risking 1% of that particular account on any given trade. It means that I'm only risking $50. I'm only risking $50 of my account. Now, it will take me 100 consistent, you know, back to back loss for me to lose the entire account. Now, what's possibility of that? With the kind of powerful um, technical analysis method that we've adopted, you know, that's not possible. But we also recognize the fact that yes, it is possible to lose in this game, okay? But when those loss comes, you know, it shouldn't be something that is too much, that we weigh us down, that we affect the psychology, or that we actually have it that can affect the emotion of the trader. When you keep your risk, down, and you have a way of managing, maximizing your reward, then certainly you are going to be profitable in this space for a very long time. Okay, now let's quickly move on. So what's the formula for calculating lot size? It's simple. The first thing is the risked amount. We actually spoke about that in part one, that you have to measure your risk in dollar terms. Measure it in dollar. So the other time, let's say we are taking for example 5,000. If I have $5,000 account and I'm only risking 1% of that, 1% of that in dollar terms is $50. Is $50. If I have $1,000 account and I'm risking 1% of that is $10. Okay, you just have to find a percentage in dollar terms. Now, so when you find out the risk amount, then you're going to divide that by your stop loss. Your stop loss is actually in pips. How do you measure your stop loss? Your stop loss is essentially the difference between the proximal line of your order block. I mean, the order block in the time and in the lower time frame. That is the other block you are using for entry. The other block you are using for entry in the lower time frame. Okay. Now, that other block, the distance between the proximal line and the distal line, that is actually the size of your stop loss, because you're going to be entry, or let me say it this way: the distance between your entry point, and your distal line of the other block, that is the distance between that, the size of that is your stop loss. Okay, because you are making your entry at proxima, and you're going to be putting your stop loss at, you're going to put in your stop loss uh, at the distal line. Okay, if you don't really, if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go through those go through those courses again, so that you can get on what I'm trying to say properly here. All right. So risk amount divided by the stop loss in pips, then you divide that by 10. Whatever it is you get is your lot size. Is your lot size. This is how to calculate your lot size manually. I'm still going to, do other tutorial on some apps that you can download that makes this process really very easy and seamless. But I don't think it hurts if you know how to calculate this thing manually. Okay, so the risk amount divided by stop loss. Now you divide that again by 10. Whatever it is you get is your lot size. Is the is the lot size you're going to use for, for that particular trade. So let's take some examples. Now let's assume a trader has a $5,000 equity, that is a $5,000 account. He decides to risk 1% of the account per trade. That means he is willing to risk only $50 per trade. Now, stop loss size differs from one setup to another. So for sake of this tutorial, we will work with the following stop loss sizes. Okay, you know, it differs from one setup to another. Like I was trying to tell you the other time, that the other block, in your lower time frame, the other block is going to differ from one, in size, from one trade to another. Sometimes you have 10 pips, sometimes you have 4 pips, sometimes you have 2 pips, sometimes you could have 20 pips, sometimes you could have 15 pips. Now it shouldn't matter. What should matter is that no matter what the size is, your risk in dollar terms remains the same, and that's exactly what we're trying to do. So for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to be taking these 4 examples, using these 4 different stop losses. Okay, now, so in example 1, so how will he decide the lot size per trade? In the example 1, risk amount divided by stop loss in pips, and of course you divide that by 10, and that's going to equal your lot size. All right. So now, the risk amount, according to our example, we said that this person has $5,000 equity, as in have $5,000 in his trading account. Okay, and is risking only 1%, and that 1% in dollar terms is what? $50. The stop loss is 10 pips. That's our example 1. Therefore, 50 divided by 10, and whatever it is you get there, you're going to divide that again by 10. So you're going to get what? 0.5 lot. It means that for a trade that has 10 pip stop loss, and this person is risking only $50, when this person is actually going to be setting up that trade, is going to be using 0.5 lot. That means if the setup has 10 pip stop loss, 10 pip stop loss, the appropriate lot size will be 0.5. If your analysis is wrong and the trade goes against your projection, you will only lose $50. In this example, we assume the trading account is $5,000 and we are risking 1% of the account, which is $50. Okay. All right. So let's quickly move on. In example 2, the risk amount remains the same. It's an example. $5,000 account, this 1% risk, and the risk amount is what is $50. So stop loss is 15 pips. Therefore, you're going to divide 50 by that 15, okay? And whatever it is you get there, you're going to divide that also by 10. So when we do that calculation, what we get is 0.33 lot. It means that in another trade with 15 pips stop loss, the appropriate lot size this person is going to be using is what 33 0.33 lot. That means if the setup has 15 pips stop loss, the appropriate lot size will be what 0.33. If your analysis is wrong and the trade goes against your projection, you will only lose $50. Okay, I mean, are you following now? The same trader with the same 50 with the same $5,000, I mean with $5,000 equity, the first trade setup has 10 stop loss. You know, the stop I mean the lot size differs from the stop loss of 15 pips. I hope you're actually following this. In example 3, the risk amount remains the same. This time around, the stop loss, is 17 pips. So following the same process again, we get 0.29 lot. So that means if the setup has 17 pips as the stop loss, the appropriate lot size will be 0.29 lot size, standard lot. If your analysis is wrong and the trade goes against your projection, you will still lose only $50. So I think you're actually seeing how different difference in the size of the stop loss is not affecting what you are risking. Okay, so these are to do position sizing. So let's quickly look at example 4. you know this time around we are looking at stop loss of 35 pips, and going by the same mathematical step, dividing your risk amount with the size of your stop loss, which is 35, in this case 35 pips. So whatever it is you get there, and you divide that by 10. You divide that by 10. What we get is what at the end of the day 0.14 lot. That means if the setup has 35 stop loss and 35 pips stop loss, the appropriate loss size will be 0.14. So if your analysis is wrong and the trade goes against your projection, you will still lose only $50. I think you are getting this. It's really very, very straightforward, very, very straightforward stuff. So in other tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to use other apps. Some apps you download from Play Store or from your Apple marketplace or something. How to really do this calculation. See you in those ones.